Hello again, this is Andy Nicol here, the course tutor for the Perfectly Spoken Advanced course. In this lesson, we will be reviewing what we covered in lessons 6 to 9 in the previous lessons. And we'll be looking again and consolidating the following areas. The grammar of adding emphasis, we looked at this in lessons 6 and 8 using inversion and expressions like not only, hardly, and so on. Then we'll be looking at the vocabulary of sport again, quick revision of the vocabulary of sport, and finally we will be reviewing the abstract nouns that we covered in lesson 9 in the last lesson. So first of all, adding emphasis. So here you should choose the correct adverbial to in terms of the context of each sentence. So the first one, here, the original sentence would be something like, it's only when you've lived on your own that you know what it's like. So one of these means only under those circumstances, and the answer is not until. Remember, you can pause the recording at any time if you need time to think. And remember also here there is inversion, you see, you have lived. The second one, hardly or rarely had we left the house when it started to rain. Here we want to say almost immediately. And the answer is hardly. Number 3, no sooner or never have I seen such outrageous behaviour. Here you want to say that I have never seen such outrageous behaviour in my life, and the answer is never. Never have I seen such outrageous behaviour. Okay, so the original sentence would be something like, I have never seen such outrageous behaviour. So to make it more emphatic, we reverse the order. Have I seen? Okay, number 4. He's an excellent host and he is a brilliant chef too. So the expression we use here is not only. Not only is he an excellent host, but he's a brilliant chef. Okay, I'm going to disappear now so you can see the next sentence. So here you want to say again, this is immediately. Not only or not sooner had I sat down when I heard someone call my name, and the answer is no sooner. And finally, only or rarely when you do yoga do you realize how relaxing and beneficial it is. And the answer is only. Only when you do yoga do you realize how relaxing and beneficial it is. Okay. So here you're going to get some pictures and a sentence, and I'd like you to think how to make it more emphatic. Okay. So the first one here is a place I went to in 2001 on the border of Brazil and Argentina, the wonderful Cataratas de Iguazu, or Iguazu Falls. And the first sentence is, I've never seen such an incredible place as the Cataratas de Iguazu. Okay, so here's the sentence, never gap as the Cataratas de Iguazu. So can you think, what is this? How could we complete this? And the answer is, never have I seen such an incredible place as the Cataratas de Iguazu. Okay, so you can see the inversion here. All right, next one. Okay, so you see a really friendly baker working in his shop, attending the customers, and the sentence is, he's extremely polite and he works really hard. Okay, So we want to emphasize that he is extremely blind and he works really hard. The sentence we've got is this: not only blank, he works really hard. And the answer is, not only is he extremely polite, but he works really hard. The next one. Okay, you've got the Taj Mahal there in Agra in India. I'm going to disappear so you can see this. So until you've lived for some time in another country, you don't understand its culture. So it's only under those circumstances will you be able to understand its culture. Not until, pause the recording if you need time to think here, you've lived for some time in another country, do you understand its culture? Okay. In lesson 8, we looked at cleft sentences. This is another form of emphasis through inversion. And the first one is clefting using it. So again, here you're going to have some pictures and I'd like you to try to make them more emphatic using it. Okay, so the first one here, Jenny ate all the chocolate. And we want to emphasize the subject, and the subject is obviously Jenny. So to make this more emphatic, we could say, emphasize the subject, it was Jenny who or that ate all the chocolate. It was Jenny who ate all the chocolate. Let's have a look at another example. This time we've got a young woman at the theatre. So Leslie went to the theatre on Sunday. Leslie went to the theatre on Sunday. It was on Sunday that Leslie went to the theatre. Here we're emphasizing when, the adverbial. It was on Sunday, that Leslie went to the theatre. If you wanted to emphasize the subject, you could say it was Leslie who went to the theatre on Sunday. If you wanted to emphasize the object, in this case the theatre, it was the theatre that Leslie went to on Sunday. Okay, so you can emphasize different bits of the sentence. Okay, so that's it. Now let's look at using what or all. So here we have, again, a picture of a man with a long nose, like Pinocchio, suggesting that he's lying. And your constant lying made me really angry. Your constant lying made me really angry. And we want to use what here. So to make it more emphatic, we want to emphasize that it was the constant lying. So we could say, what made me really angry was your constant lying. What made me really angry was your constant lying. Let's have a look at another one. And this time we're using all. You only need to call the surgery to make an appointment. If you want to replace only and make it more emphatic, we can use all. So you only need to call the surgery to make an appointment becomes, all you need to do is call the surgery to make an appointment. All you need to do is call the surgery to make an appointment. Okay. Another structure, obviously, that we can use, what happened is in the present, what happened was, to relate a sequence of events or a story and so on. Explain what happened. So here is an example. I'll just disappear here again. So this time you see your GP and then you make an appointment with a specialist. So this is obviously in using the present tense. So we'd use what happens is that you see your GP and then they make an appointment with the specialist. So in the present, we use what happens, obviously. What happened is with the past. Okay. Next one. We've got a man with an empty wallet, an elderly man. And here's the situation. The thief broke in and stole all the money he had in his wallet. Poor man. The thief broke in means entered his house, breaking a door or smashing a window, and stole all the money he had in his wallet. What happened was that the thief broke in and stole the money he had in his wallet. Then we have the person who or the place where. So you've got two friends or brothers, actually, they're brothers here. I have most fun with my brother Peter. I have most fun with my brother Peter. And so the structure we use here is that the person who, the place where, the reason why. Well, obviously your brother Peter is a person. So it's the person who I have most fun with is my brother Peter. The person who I have most fun with is my brother Peter. Okay, next one. You have the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. They went to Bilbao to visit the Guggenheim. They went to Bilbao to visit the Guggenheim. So this is answering the question, why did they go to Bilbao? They went to Bilbao to visit the Guggenheim. To make it more emphatic, you could say the reason they went to Bilbao was to visit the Guggenheim, or the reason why they went to Bilbao was to visit the Guggenheim. Okay, so here again, choose the correct option. The first thing is I love the beautiful aria at the end of the opera. To make it more emphatic, what I love about this opera is the beautiful aria at the end. The aria is the song usually sung by the soprano or the tenor. Next one. So here you're explaining something that happened to you. So is it what, it, or that happened, and was that I fell off my bike? Well, first of all, what happened? And then obviously it's in the past, was that I fell off my bike. So instead of just saying I fell off my bike, you could say what happened was that I fell off my bike. That is optional. Okay? Next one. What, when, it was on Monday that I received the terrible news. Here we're using clefting with it. It was on Monday that I received the terrible news. Next one. And it, what, who was David who cost us the match? Again, it was David who cost us the match. You could equally say it was David that cost us the match. Number 5. The place, what, where, or why I proposed was a little Italian restaurant in Church Street. Well, obviously, a place we use the relative pronoun where. The place where I proposed was a little Italian restaurant in Church Street. And finally, I'll just disappear again here. It was me, I, or mine who told your mother about the accident. It was me, I, or mine who told your mother about the accident. Well, in an informal style, we say it was me who told your mother about the accident. If you use I, it sounds a lot more formal. It was I who told your mother about the accident. So in informal style, we use it was me. The original sentence would be I told your mother about the accident, but to make it more emphatic, it was me. Okay? So that's it for the emphasis. Now we're going to look at the vocabulary of sport that we looked at in lesson 7. First of all, the places and equipment. And here we have some multiple choices. So choose the correct option. So Andy Murray, who was until recently number 1 in the tennis rankings from Scotland, fellow Scotsman, is an absolute genius on the tennis. So what surface, or do we play, or so not what surface, but what do we call the area where we play tennis? Is it 1, a pitch, 2, a court, or 3, a course? Pitch, a court, or a course? And the answer is a court. Tennis court. Number 2. The old something at St Andrews in Scotland is considered to be the oldest in golf. So where do we play golf? At a golf field, a golf track, or a golf course? And the answer is, pause if you need time to think, a golf course. And then third one, when he stepped into the something, Ali had a presence that struck fear into every other boxer. Of course, we're talking about Muhammad Ali, who died a couple of years ago, I think. Probably the greatest boxer that ever lived. Certainly my favourite. Is it a rink, a pool, or a ring? Where does boxing take place? Is it in a rink, a pool, or a ring? Pause the recording if you need time to think again. And the answer is a ring, a boxing ring. Okay, I've got 3 more for you. Next one, in badminton, the original blanks were made from feathers, feathers being what birds have, instead of fur or whatever, feathers. Nowadays, they're often made from plastic. So what do we use to play badminton? Well, we don't use a ball, but do we use shuttlecocks, pucks, or tees? Is it shuttlecocks, pucks, or tees? And the answer is shuttlecocks. Shuttlecocks. Pucks are used for ice hockey, for example, and tees are the little plastic or wooden things you put in the ground to play golf. You put your ball on it to drive the ball at the beginning of the game. Okay, next one. It's important to wear something on your legs to protect you from injury. If you're playing football or hockey or something, what do you wear on your legs to protect your legs? A helmet, shin guards, or irons? Helmet, shin guards, or irons? Well, a helmet you wear on your head if you go cycling or whatever. Irons are the metal clubs you use when you play golf. The answer is 2, shin guards. And finally, when playing snooker or pool, you should always remember to put chalk on the tip of your cue, bat, or iron. Well, snooker or billiards or pool is a game you play on a table where you've got balls and you have a stick that you use, and the stick is called a cue. A bat can be for baseball. You also have a table tennis bat, a racket in tennis, obviously table tennis bat, and of course iron I've just mentioned is in golf. Okay, so some sports words and phrases now. And here we go. See if you can complete the sentences with the missing phrases. These we looked at in lesson 7, you remember? The horse was an beep in the Grand National and only came in 10th. The Grand National is a very famous annual race in Great Britain. Takes place at Aintree, I think is the name of the race course. And there are usually a large number of horses take part. Many people are very upset about it because a number of horses are injured or in fact killed sometimes in the course of it. So it's quite controversial. But the idea we want to get across here is that a horse that took part in the race but didn't come in a winning position. And the answer is an also ran. Number 2, he pulled out a something by scoring in the last minute. And the answer is, I've just given you, he pulled out a winner. Yes, it means he got a last minute victory from surprisingly a victory, a surprise victory. Okay, number 3. That's another something medal for Great Britain to add to the 7 silvers and 5 golds so far. So gold is obviously for the people who win, silver for second. So what is the medal for third place? And the answer is bronze, a bronze medal. Number 4, the horses are, as they approach the finish line, it's going to be a really close finish. So they're more or less at the same level. It's going to be very close. They are neck and neck. Means that they're almost exactly the same level. Okay. And now I'm going to disappear so you can see this. There was a something, so we'll have to wait to find out who won the race. So it means it's so close that they have to look at an image of the end of the race to see who won. And the answer is a photo finish. And the last one. After 6 months off due to injury, the footballer made an amazing... If he started playing again after being off, and the answer is comeback, an amazing comeback. Okay, so still on, so we're moving on, from sport. Now we're going to look at the last lesson, which was on abstract nouns. Remember abstract nouns, abstract because they're concepts, ideas, things that you can't see or touch. Usually formed by adding a particular suffix, but not always, of course. For example, afraid, the abstract noun is fear, for example. Okay, so here we go. Abstract nouns. Like freedom, for example, from the adjective free. Free is also a verb, incidentally, freedom. So I'd like you to complete the following sentences. First one, when I see a dessert meaning the sweet course that you eat at the end of a meal after your main course. What's the pronunciation there? Of course, the dessert as opposed to desert, which is the Sahara or the Kalahari or the Gobi or whatever. I find it really easy to give in to something and scoff the lot. Scoff means like eat it all really quickly. Scoff the lot. So if you see a dessert and you feel that you have to eat it, you give in to temptation. The next one. I was so angry with the decisions my political party made that I decided to tear up my something card. Okay? So if you belong to a political party, you are what? You belong to something, you are a member. Okay? So what is the abstract noun from being a member? To have membership. Okay, next one. He is well known for his lack of something. He's the meanest person I've ever seen. Meanest person means that he doesn't like spending money on other people. He keeps his money and everything to himself, or in this case. So if you're mean, you don't show what? The noun, the opposite of mean is generous. So the noun, the abstract noun is generosity. Generosity. Next one. There's a big sign on the motorway saying something can kill. Motorists were advised to stop and have a coffee. So you're driving for a long, long time on the motorway and you start to... It's very dangerous. So you need to stop. So what am I? I'm tired, obviously. So the abstract noun from tired, pause the recording if you need to think, is tiredness. Tiredness can kill. Okay. And finally, I prefer books to films because they allow you to use your own. Well, if you see a film, you are basically the director of the film, and the actors provide you with a vision of what's in it. Whereas when you read a book, you have to use what? You have to use your imagination. Imagination. Okay, so that's the end of the review lesson. I hope you found it useful looking back over all the grammar and vocabulary we've studied so far. In the next lesson, we're going to look at a grammar area again. This is lesson 11 on speculation and deduction. You've got a little Sherlock Holmes hat there and a big magnifying glass and a key. So we'll be looking at deduction. Actually, often we don't know for sure whether something's true or not, but we can make educated guesses about it. For example, there's a knock on the door and you think to yourself, I wonder who that is. It could be my sister, or it might be the postman. Can't be my mum, she's in Turkey on holiday or whatever. Okay, so we speculate. So we'll be looking at modal verbs, must, may, might, could, in the present. So general speculation in the present. And also speculation in the past, where we use the perfect infinitive. For example, it must have been Moriarty who committed the crime, for example. So you make speculation about something in the past as well. Okay, well, that's all for now. I hope that you can tune in to the next lesson on speculation and deduction, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye for now.